Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 62 of Really Fake, and this one is titled Details, Details. Okay, so I've had to skip over a pretty heavy scene that spanned 3 chapters of their time in Utopia that can all be found on Quirky Fanfics. I think most of you know where to find it on my Patreon. Very first post, scroll all the way to the very bottom. I hope you don't get RSI in your finger trying to scroll to the bottom to find the first post, but it will be there, the link to Quirky Fanfics. That's where all of my content can be found. A lot of it is very spicy, that's why I can't put it on YouTube, but it will be there, and we'll pick up after they have finished their little rendezvous in the pool, and they're just mucking around now. I don't think I've ever seen you without the fringe covering one eye, you mused, spinning on your tummy so that you were now facing the water. He calmly walked over to you and smirked as he leaned his head in to peck at you on the lips. There have been a lot of new things tonight, haven't there? He said. You're still hot with or without your fringe, you replied. And you're hot with or without your clothes. He shot back, kissing you once more, then stepping back. Are you coming in? We have time for a little swim before heading back. You grinned and pulled yourself face first into the water. Yet another graceful entry that you'd managed to master. For the rest of your time there, you swam, chatted, and play wrestled a bit before pulling yourselves out and drying off with the towels that were in permanent supply inside the cupboard there. This has been nice, he said to Kuroo as he packed everything up and switched the lights off in the pool. Only nice? I would have used a different word, he commented, locking the cupboard and turning around to give you a hug in the now dark pool area. Thank you, you whispered against him as you hugged his torso. Why are you thanking me? He asked. For being so gentle. I'm glad you're my first. Kuroo smiled in the darkness. I'm looking forward to our next time, too, he added. I had a lot of fun the first time around. It might have to wait a few days because I can already feel I'm going to be sore, you grimaced. Did you need me to carry you back? He asked. Yes, he replied bluntly. Carry me on your back, you lofty giraffe. Kuroo let go of hugging you and crouched down so that you could climb up onto his back, and you did so, giggling with glee when he stood up and headed off around the pool and back out to the main gym area. Whee! You sung, flicking your legs back and forth with delight as he held you under the knees. You're having a lot of fun back there, he mused, carrying you to the front door and opening it and then closing and locking it behind you both. As expected, Darby was waiting in his car in the parking lot, and Kuroo carried you over to it and then opened the back door and you hopped down and got in. Hi kids, did you have fun? Darby leered from the front seat, his turquoise eyes almost glowing in the moonlight. Kuroo let out a little devious chuckle to Darby's question, and you looked across and smirked at your man. We always have a good time when we're together, you commented, your fingers finding Kuroo's and interlacing with his. Darby hummed, looking back out the front window. Time to put the blindfold on, Kuroo said, pulling it out of his pocket to cover your eyes again. Again? You pouted, letting him tie it across your eyes. Kuroo helped you put your seatbelt on, and then you were on your way back home. It was very early in the morning when you were dropped off at your house, and you quickly tippy-toe ran to the front door and then let yourself in, waving goodbye to Kuroo and Darby before closing the door and sneaking up to your room and into bed. Ugh, I'm going to be so smashed tomorrow, you thought as you drifted off to sleep. And smashed you were. It felt like you had only just closed your eyes when your alarm went off the next morning, and you groggily rolled over and turned it off. Oh, what the actual hell? Can I just die in peace, please? You pulled yourself up out of bed and zombied your way to the bathroom to have a shower and get ready for the morning. As you had expected, you were a little sore from your first time with Kuroo, and you winced a little bit when you sat down at the kitchen table for breakfast. Oof, riding is dangerous. User beware, you mused to yourself as you poured yourself some cereal and milk and then ate it. While you were having breakfast, Mrs. Happy arrived, and she gave you the usual deadpan greeting, and you gave her a politely forced smile in return. I don't know if we'll ever get past just the few words spoken and mutual tolerance, you thought as you watched her attend to Pa. Although she didn't seem to want to have much to do with you, her and Pa seemed to have a different relationship, and you saw Pa smile multiple times as he teased her and just generally acted a fool in her presence. I haven't seen Pa act like this since Grandma was around, you thought, your lips pulling into a smile when you'd heard him say one of his obscene jokes, and Mrs. Happy got flustered because of it. Maybe they are well suited. So, MF hummed as you walked side by side to school. I'm very sore, you said. Where are you sore? Because if you say elbow or some shit like that, I'm going to leave you for another bestie, she said, I only want juicy details. All you had to do was give her a look, and she knew right away where you were meaning, and she gasped and then slapped your arm repeatedly as she hyperventilated. Oh my god, can you calm down? You're causing a scene, he laughed. Did you do it? She hissed, grabbing your arm and shaking you. Yes, but shh, I'll tell you about it at lunchtime. There are too many people here, you whispered harshly, looking around at the people walking by. Oh my god, my baby's growing up, she wailed in a hushed voice, pretending to wipe a tear from her eye. I cannot wait until lunchtime. It was a pretty cool setting for the first time too, poolside, but there were rainbow-coloured lights in the water. No, but why do I want this? She asked. If my man doesn't do this for me, then I don't want him. I'd honestly take that over a bed any day. Right? Right. Kuroo's voice said from behind you, and you screamed and jumped like you'd been poked with a hot iron rod. Do not do that again, you wheezed. How many times do I have to tell you? It's so fun, though, Kuroo replied in a teasing voice. Anyway, how much did you hear? You're not supposed to hear most of this conversation, you chided. Well now, I'm intrigued. Of course you would be, MF commented casually. Guys always want a performance appraisal afterwards. Oh, is that what this morning's talk is about? Kuroo asked, mischief dancing in his eyes. You buried your face momentarily in your school sweater, yanking it up so that you didn't have to show your expression to either of them. Why are you both so embarrassing? You wailed into the material. Kuroo bent over in half and cackled while he walked. He loved nothing more than to tease you and make you shy. Once at school, Kuroo walked you to your locker while your friend went to hers. Hey, he said lowly when you'd stopped in front of it. How are you feeling today? I'm sore, you replied, but not overly. You know, I really enjoyed last night. All of it. Just hanging out with you is enough for me, he said, and your heart fluttered in your chest. Yeah, same, you replied with a shy smile. He bent his head to yours and kissed you on the forehead, and then straightened and pushed off the locker so he could walk over to his. Go and watch me practice at lunch, he called over his shoulder. I'll be there, you replied with a grin. Whoa, MF said, placing a hand on your arm to stop you from shoveling food into your mouth at lunchtime. Slow your roll, doll. What's the rush? I promised Kuroo I'd watch him practice at lunch, you said with food shoved into your cheeks. But what about the deets? She moaned with dejection. You promised me. Okay, what do you want to know? You asked, chewing the food down and swallowing it. Start at the beginning, she encouraged. Okay, well, he came and picked me up at 10 p.m. He has a car? She asked. No, his ex-captain came and picked us up, you replied. Darby Todoroki? Not sure if that name rings a bell. The name sounds hot. Introduce me next time, she leered with eyebrows wiggling. He has a girl already. Sorry, babe, you replied. Damn. Why are all the good ones taken? She grunted. Okay, so then he took you to this place. It's a secret place. They blindfolded me halfway there and back, so I couldn't tell where we were going. It sounds like a kidnapping. Well, I was a very willing participant, he replied with a leering grin. So anyway, we kind of, did it, and yeah. Oh, no, you don't. You can't just gloss over it like that, she replied sassily. Good old besties, always wanting all the deets. Stay tuned for chapter 63 coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.